Really?
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding down. We're StreetGeek and NERDSoul. This is Loungin. We are chilling, hanging out. We're just going to be talking about culture, Twitter, all that stuff because that's what we do.
That's what we do. We are of the culture. We're for the culture. We promote the culture, and it's happy Juneteenth. So we are definitely here for the culture.
So I am NERDSoul, and this is
Marqueeda LaStar.
And we're here to break it down, talk with you guys, have a ball, just hang out, and like you said, Juneteenth.
Exactly.
So
share perspective on so many things, divine celestial beings that we are, melanated and all this gloriousness.
Yes. So, happy Juneteenth, guys. Happy Juneteenth. Right. Happy Freedom Day. If you did not know what Juneteenth is, a quick rundown is when the slaves were freed. It took a while for the word to get everywhere. And since it took a while for the word to get everywhere, there were some people that continued to have slaves because the slaves didn't know that they were supposed to be free. And soldiers literally had to go down.
And the soldier had to go down there because people in Texas was tripping and wanted to keep their slaves. Okay? And so, 1865 rolls around, the Fourth Amendment gets passed, saying nobody can have slaves.
That's right.
And the Texas is like, we need one more harvest. Can we get this one more harvest, though? And so that's why it took so long. And so literally they had to sit down the soldiers as, kid said, and say, nah, bitches, it's a wrap. Like, we need to get this on.
You're done, son. You're done.
You're done. I hope you got all you can get, because this is over with.
It's over.
At least in this form, you know. Don't want to bring it too much down, but, so.
Don't get super happy.
Super happy. Because this Reconstruction and Jim Crow shit is real.
Yeah. So it's like, you're free.
But we're going to work it out. Don't worry. You'll be all right.
Look, you're able to walk down the street to a certain degree without being messed with. So, there you go.
100 years later. Yeah.
Still doing it.
Still working on it.
We still battling to keep the ability to vote.
Right? Really, though, in the southern states where we probably fought the hardest, voter suppression is so real.
Still real.
In those states where people laid down their lives very literally to gain those rights, and then people are dumb enough to go, we don't need that anymore.
We don't need this. Yo,
Houseway.
Just keep the law. Just keep it.
Right. If you don't need it, then it won't hurt nothing for it to stay there.
Just leave it right there.
It would only be a problem if you needed it, so you can leave. We have tons of obsolete, archaic laws on the books to this day.
That make no sense.
Right. Ones that don't make any sense, to ones that were both sexist and very racist. Still on the books today. They're finding stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. So why can't you let these voter regulations that help ensure that people can vote just rest on the books?
Even though there were a million people that voted that weren't supposed to vote in the last election.
Oh my God! You so worried about the people who can vote. Hey, I blame that on them. They let them slip through.
Don't believe the hype. There were not an extra million people.
They were not any people. They're like, voter fraud is so negligent in this country.
I remember somebody did a study. It was like 0.000. Like 1-2%, like something stupid, like some completely small number. But guys, of course, happy Juneteenth. You're able to vote. You're able to walk around to a certain degree. You're able to drive a car and stuff, and you can go in the front door and you can drink from the same water fountain. So, there you go. There you go.
They did open some
doors.
They opened a museum now.
Oh, where?
I've been seeing it's been circulating a lot on Facebook and to a much lesser degree on Twitter. That takes it's a museum of all the different racist things, and it's and the idea is that they're kind of like selling point for videos. Anything you can think of that's like an everyday item, there is a racist version of it.
Wow.
They have like ashtrays, and it's really messed up. This ashtray they were showing in the video because it's a mammy figure, and she's got her breasts, because we have these big giant boobies, because mammies are shaped the way they are, and her breast is stuck in the washing board of this washer, and she's yelling out in pain, and it's an ashtray. And I'm like, people are fucking cruel.
Do you know how hard you have to work to be that racist?
It's like
you have to really work hard,
right?
To be that racist.
And they do though. So there's the whole museum. They have the colored signs, white signs, and stuff. They have all the stuff and all the stuff you don't know in this museum.
Wow.
And stuff. And it's our problem with our country, and we're really suffering from it more now than ever, is that a lack of knowledge of what it is. Juneteenth is a perfect time to get into the idea of people do not understand what it is. Yeah. It wasn't so long ago.
It wasn't.
You just have people. You have people who still had, their grandmother, their mother just died, and their great-grandmother, their grandmother was a slave. Those people are just passing away. Yeah. I think the woman passed, and she was like 107, and her parents had been born into slavery and stuff like that. And I said, people don't understand the timeline. And then there's the whole thing about Jim Crow. It's more than segregation. Yeah. I hate when it's called segregation, because that was one part of it. If it was just segregation, it wouldn't even be that bad if it was just segregation.
Yeah, and thank you, because segregation makes it seem like, we were just living our own lives.
Right, yeah. And they weren't coming into our cities and our neighborhoods and burning them down to the ground. Like, you would get traction. What happened is, I think they have things where at least 13 times they have on record from Black Wall Street, which is where Central Park is. So any people in New York, when you walk through Grand Central Park, that is Black Wall Street. Yeah. It was a black neighborhood that got burned to the ground.
There's a square mile in the middle of New York that the government decided that they wanted.
Right.
But that area was affluent and full of black people.
Right.
So, of course, they were not selling that land because they were like,
one caveat to a lot of these places that get burnt down, because there's like every state or major city has one, is that these are affluent black neighborhoods. Yep. These are blacks that figured it out. Like, everybody keeps going, well, why haven't black people figured it out yet? It's been so long. Immigrants come here and literally when we're getting on and popping, they come and burn our shit down and hang everybody from trees. Like, they literally exterminate
or there's
people.
They figure out some red tape or something.
Exactly. So they've literally leveled several cities.
Thank you.
Trying to stop us from being great, and we still here and popping, but still, they done gave us our due. And what they do is they don't teach you that history. So now you just think people out here like just not trying and not succeeding, and not realizing that they're deliberately burning down towns. There's like a town in Oklahoma. There's the movie.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Rosewood was written about that. There's so many cities that this happened to, where it's like, there's laws, there's the redlining. Yeah. So that's houses, how they put the worth in our neighborhood.
Yeah, and kind of like force black people to only buy houses in certain areas.
And then there's the loan practices where, you couldn't get approved for a loan if you wanted to. Yeah. So there's a lot of different things.
Tons. And Max Evans, big shout out to you. He threw in the Tulsa race riots and all that stuff. Right? So there's tons of situations where, like, we get ours and everything seems smooth.
Right.
And then some weird thing happens where everyone gets set on fire or someone dies and all kinds of stuff. So
all the time.
So guys, don't forget, remember to celebrate your history, because it could come right back around.
Learn your history, and you're going to have to dig for it.
Because they're changing stuff now. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, apparently, slaves were workers.
Texas is like famous for this stuff. Like, every time a weird book comes, like recreating history,
it's them.
It's coming out of Texas, just like weird shit going down in Florida. Texas loves rewriting its history books to make slavery sound like it was, and what they do to the Native Americans, because they got turned from a trail of tears is how I learned about it.
That's how we learned.
Even in elementary, that's how it was called. That's what it's technically called historically. Trail of Tears, and then it got renamed when Native Americans needed relocated
Lord.
And I was like, are you serious right now? And again, Texas. Just like...
For any kids that are watching or maybe listening to this podcast, the Trail of Tears, or their parents that might not know, the Trail of Tears wasn't just like a whole bunch of Indian people just getting together and crying. See, what happened was they were being killed at such a high rate that they had to run for their lives.
No, back it up. Trail of Tears, History Geek, was literally the resettlement from all the Native Americans to be moved to west of the Mississippi because that land needed to be cleared for white settlers. And so there was
but
like
when they weren't moving, they started killing them.
Well, they didn't have to do all that because the diseases killed them off.
True.
They were like once they got into the Wild Wild West, they I forget the Army, I forget the name of the journal that did it, gave them like pox infected blankets.
Oh,
it's like, hey guys, we're cool, right? And they don't have any kind of resistance
take these
to
blankets.
it. Take these blankets. They don't have any resistance to any European diseases. So that was one of the reasons why African slaves were brought over here, is because a lot of Native Americans throughout the Americas just couldn't handle how nasty Europeans were.
Straight up nasty. Hashtag Europeans still ain't washing their hands in the bathroom.
How do you know though?
Because when I go to the bathroom, I see Europeans just walk straight past the faucet. Straight up.
Are you talking about straight up Europeans or their descendants?
I don't know. They white people. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
They're just white. I don't know. They're from the Caucasus Mountains. But
anyway, happy Juneteenth.
Oh man,
we're gonna roll on.
But we gonna roll on. What do we have next?
So we wanted to give you guys like an update because after we had our like conversation about Drake and Pusha T,
Drizzy
and everything out here, we were I think was it that weekend?
Let's see. Soul Rebels, what's up? He said no, they don't. They really don't talk about like washing their hands. Yo, straight up. Yo, man, they don't be washing their hands. Yo, I don't know what it is. Like I'll see them do, or what they'll do, they'll meet you halfway. You'll see some white dudes that'll give you the rinse off. Like they'll rinse their hands. They will not touch any soap. They'll rinse it, but then they'll just keep it moving. I don't know what the rinse is for. I guess it's better?
I'm not gonna argue with it. I was like, I haven't. I mean, these are the dudes. So for the most part,
so white ladies be washing their hands.
All white ladies, I be seeing do it.
Okay. White women, thank you for keeping your bacteria safe and everything. Mm-hmm. White guys, just start washing your hands.
Just wash your hands. Just wash your hands. That's gross.
It's not gonna take long. There it is.
All right, so I had to bring up my phone to bring up the comments.
Oh, yeah,
I totally forgot to bring my laptop. And I have new stickers on my laptop. I don't know if you guys pay attention.
Man.
I put stickers on my laptop that I love. I got a lovely unicorn rainbow pony from Pride. I was so excited about it. But anyhow, what happened?
The federal soldiers would, the way they would kill the Native American babies. Yes, they would do that. There were reports of that.
Yeah, like baby seals. It's really fucked up.
It was. That's why when people are like, that's why when people are like, this isn't the America I know. I'm like, dude, well, that's because you were born in like 1990. Trust me, go back. You don't
even have to go back in 1990.
No, but I'm talking about the real dirty stuff.
Like real dirty stuff.
Like when there wasn't no media, there wasn't no social media, there weren't no news.
But Native American people have been having issues with the U.S. government since they got here.
True.
So the U.S. is like notorious for breaking their own treaties, like all day, every day. When they want something, like they promised this before. Like I think Max Evans brought up that it was the name of the legislation was the Indian Removal Act.
Yeah.
Yes, correct, and stuff like that. But before it happened, there was a treaty in place that says, oh, you guys can have this land.
Y'all can have this land. It's all good. Here. It's all your.
We're all good.
We just had that with the pipeline.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So that is my exact point. You don't have to go back. So when people act like they don't know what it is, it's because they don't want to. Yeah. Because the pipeline is a perfect example.
Yeah, it's like,
that is
their land. This y'all land.
They're
it's
a sovereign
all
nation.
We ain't gonna
they have a treaty with you guys. Yep. And you guys literally said, you know what? Forget y'all.
That money talks.
We gonna build a pipeline that's been spilling left and right.
Yo.
They've got spills from this pipeline all day, every day. You want to put it through their land because you don't want it on anybody else's line.
It's always going to be an oil spill somewhere.
I get it. But I personally don't think the oil should be moved this way. Like, it's a terrible idea that I got through.
It's the worst idea
It was
ever.
who thought this was a good idea?
Like, is it easier to move it that way? Yes. Is it smart to move it that way? No.
It's terrible.
Oh, man.
Stop redacting y'all shit.
Yes.
Either speak up.
Max took that comment back.
He took it back real quick. I only got a glimpse of it. Most times if I can get a good read of it, I read down anyway.
It says something like this land is your land or something. But everybody that's watching, thank you guys for watching us. That was our little history minute. If you're here watching us, thank you so much for rolling through. Hit that thumbs up button. Please, please, please. And also think about subscribing because we'll be here every other Tuesday breaking it down on them Twitter streets.
Right. But anyway, we was talking about Upset and the Pusha T thing. He's Upset is the second one. So I think we mentioned it because we thought it was like a another combat.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was actually.
It was kind of like a regular song.
It was it's another single off of the new album that's coming out. So we kind of got that wrong. But hey, we're chilling. We talking shit. That's what we do.
It's all good.
And when you talk shit, facts. Don't have to be 100.
Only thing that has to be 100 is this right here.
The tacos.
Bam. That's all.
I was like, sorry, fam. I tore into my shit before we got it. I was like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, but you don't want to watch your girl stuff her face because it's not pretty. But anyways, so he drops a video to this Upset video. And I feel like he's going with my method. Remember when I was saying, hey, the way to really squash this beef, for him to come back is not so much respond to Pusha T, just bury him in the charts. And that's what my dude is doing. Like, I think if I had to pick somebody on this beef, it'd probably be Drake, just because I think Pusha T was way too disrespectful for me to get on board. Plus, he sells dopes to his own people. Don't forget him.
Oh man!
I was like,
she said she ain't having that Nino Brown.
I can't support him. You can be like, he's the best lyricist and he writes his own shit, but he ain't shit. So,
she ain't trying to hit that Nino Brown.
So, anyways, he comes out with this video and he goes full nostalgia on us. Yeah. So I happen to be somebody who watched Degrassi when Drake was on there as Jimmy Brooks. And wheelchair Jimmy, what's up? Yeah.
I remember when he got shot, man. It was, when Jimmy got shot, man.
It wasn't his fault. He was just trying to be your friend.
He was just trying to help out.
Yeah. He literally was just, he actually started off just trying to be nice to you, and he really thought you was a friend.
But then he started messing with that white girl with the braids that was helping him in physical therapy. She was trying to do her like Florence Nightingale on him. Mm-hmm. So I guess it was but I was like, I see you. I see you trying to Sandra Dolezal this joint.
Whatever. I mean, hey, she want to roll with the dude,
But I will say this. I love the video because it has all of my old crushes in that joint. You know what I'm saying? We had like Manny, Liberty. We had, I cannot remember. The girl, she was darker skinned. She wasn't dark skinned. She was darker skinned. She was in there.
I forgot her name.
You know what? The Manny's friend, can't remember. She was one of the cheerleaders. She was in there too. So all of my younger crushes was in there. That was nice to see. It was a lot of nostalgia. It was a fun video.
When Max Evans came back with it, he's like, "This is your land. This is my land." It's like, "This is our land for real though." You need to leave that shit in the comments.
Yo, Max, because that's exactly what America be like. It'd be like, "This land is your land. This land is my land." Sight.
It's like all of this is.
Or this land is your land until I need it.
Exactly. That's literally what it is. Until it's like, "Oh, you got this popping? You actually made this work?
We
step them right in. That's
just like
they doing with the hood.
Yep, gentrification. It'd be like, you know what? Just like
that's right, Soul Rebel. He's like, I'm with Drake, right?
Yeah.
How can you be for Pusha T? That dude sells dope to his own. Like,
I'm with Pusha, man. VA representing.
Yeah, that's how. I was told that a lot of y'all VA people do that. Be all middle class with it. Hey, I got this bag though. Like,
look, y'all gotta serve them fiends, man. Fiends gotta get served. You know what I'm saying?
That's messed up.
No.
But anyhow, Drake comes out and smashes this. People are like forgiving them.
Yeah, they forgot about everything after that video.
Pusha T, like, I was like, he like someone tweeted out was like, is this enough for me to forget that Drake is a deadbeat dad? And she's like, ... Yes, it is. So people, I mean, it was a win. He played his cards. VA for the hustlers.
Yeah, VA is for hustlers.
Y'all suburban middle class one talking about you need to hustle.
Yo, VA got hoods though. VA got hoods. VA definitely got hoods.
From one.
He wasn't from a hood.
He just wasn't.
But VA got hoods. So upset. You know what? I love the video. I think it's great for the nostalgic. You know, I still think that song is kind of dumb.
Right. Okay. Now, I have to be honest. Ever since the video came out, because I watched the video so much, because I love the video so much.
You started to like forgive the song.
Right? I'd be like, I'm upset.
Yo,
and I'd be like, no.
That song makes me. I don't know why.
Bad song.
I laugh at that song because the way he performs it is just like, I'm upset.
Oh, that's cool. Mike's ever so cool with it. He's like, did Drake get a Father's Day?
Oh, snap.
No.
Yo.
Mike, Max. I'm sorry, Max. I saw like the most messed up parody video. It was like just the two of us. And it was some dude who had edited like with Drake's face on it. Like he taped the video. No, it wasn't him. It was what was it? Shoot. I'm forgetting.
Will Smith or whatever?
It's the song, just the two of us, but the video was of Mini-Me and Dr. Evil.
Oh, yeah.
With Drake's face on Dr. Evil and his baby picture from Nothing Was the Same on Mini-Me.
Yo.
It was so messed up, but I was like, it was kind of funny.
Another video my boy Arcatron put me onto is they had this video where they took it from Usher's song when in Confessions when he calls him, he's like, yo, man, the studio. But it's like Usher's supposed to be Drake. And the dude's like, yo, man, you heard the song? He's like, I'm in the studio right now. Yo, man, you need to put some bars down. It is mad fun. Yo, man, people, that's why you can't give everybody the internet, man. Because you can't get everybody like.
Should've never gave y'all internet.
Because it's like, yo, man, them cats is out there editing videos making y'all look bad, man. It's wrong.
But anyway. That was a major win. Now another person who just came out, another couple I should say, that's winning in these streets, is Bay and Jay.
That's right.
Bay and Jay came out with
the
Apes.
Carters.
The Carters has come out with Ape shit in the Louvre. These motherfuckers rented out the Louvre.
It's literally all right. I'm gonna call them out right now. It's not that I don't like the video. It's not that the song is bad, but y'all just stunting now.
Oh, they are mad flexing.
Y'all just running victory laps. Yeah, they just running.
Which way is the beach over there?
Y'all they literally just running victory laps now.
That's literally what they're doing.
They're just like, yo. It's like, should we remind them that we're rich?
Yeah, rich, fabulous, and we can keep our shit under wraps. Just imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like musicians, movies, secrets, agencies, CIA should need to talk to the Carters about how to keep shit under wraps. Because the Carters got that joint.
The Carters must be using like that Marvel method or whatever because they don't be getting no spoilers. It don't be no spoilers coming out.
Yeah, none.
Because we didn't, and I mean it wasn't like the video was only them two. like no people on the video said nothing.
Nobody,
social media.
Let's be all real.
No nothing.
This is Bay and Jay.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there's any couple or any particular person I would not want to piss off or get into a legal battle. Everybody I'm sure is having them NDAs and non-disclosures agreements. So I got better things to do with my time, money,
then
and
get
my
sued
health.
to the ground.
So get sued to the ground and then blacklisted to boot.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if they like, I don't want to mess with them, a whole lot of people are going to be like, I don't want to mess with you either. Ain't nobody's going to hire you because you dry snitched on somebody. Like, nobody.
Now, can we talk about how dope Beyonce came with them bars? Beyonce came with the bars. I gotta give Beyonce came. She brought the bars. Now I don't know, you know what I'm saying, how long it took her to get them joints down pat, but she was rapping.
Mm-hmm.
She was. I gotta give it to her. I gotta give it to her. You know, she. And once again, we never knew. We never knew that she was. I mean, she has rapped before. But we never knew she was planning about doing some rap song or anything. We never knew. Like, yo, she, like, so Robert said, I ghost wrote. Yeah. And then Jay came through too. I was like, yo. And you know what I love about this video? The support of his woman. You ain't see Jay trying to jump all out front. No. He let his woman. He was like, look, this is your thing, baby. You go kill him. I'm gonna just sit here and just watch you be magnificent. He ain't trying to take the show.
He's not. But I want to say that therapy is a fabulous thing.
Oh.
I was like, it might be worth the cheat that it took for that shit to go down.
Oh man.
Because the dynamic between these two right now, I'm feeling it. I'm into it. I'm like, ain't that some shit? Like,
see, I'm just seeing it as, you know what I'm saying. This is my woman.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to shine. It's her time right now.
She
had the bait show.
I had to bring.
You know.
I was like, I'm not. Okay, full disclosure. I'm not a part of the Beehive. I just think it is funny. Like earlier, what Soul Rebel said. Like he didn't want to be famous because of all the memes and the gifs that people make about things. So there was a lot of praise for the Beyonce video. But the Beehive is going in on Jay. They still ain't forgave him about the cheating.
Yo, let it go, y'all.
I was like, hey, if she
if she lets it go, then we need to let it go.
Exactly. But the Beehive,
because it's a personal thing, yo.
Right. But the Beehive is going in on this dude. Like the memes were like awesome, and everybody's like making jokes like, oh, we're doing the On the Run too because she don't want to leave him at home and all that. It's bad. It's bad. But I just wanted to put that out there that the Beehive, they are not fooled.
they ain't trying to hear it.
They're not trying to hear it. They're like, you will accept my husband, and the Beehive is like, we will not.
Look, all right. If Beyonce has gotten over it, if Beyonce has moved on. Guys, you got to move on too. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not saying that what he did was right, but things happen in life. It does look like they have worked through it, and I assume that he's not planning on doing it no more.
Let's hope not, because he already done spit mad fire. Oh,
he said fat checks in the household is good therapy too. Yeah, you know what? They say
not
no romance
enough
without
because
finance.
You know he did. Okay, we can't go there because if fat checks was all it took to keep people straight, then he wouldn't did the deed he did in the first place.
Yeah,
because they had a lot of money when he did the deed.
Yeah,
and he has like the baddest bitch on the block that everybody want to get at. So
and it's funny because I try not to like overemphasize Beyonce because I do think she's pretty, but I guess because so many people go so hard and she's the most beautiful, I'll be like, look, she's pretty.
Did you go through that phase with Rihanna? Because I felt like before I think Beyonce became Queen Bey, Rihanna was in that lane for a long time. That Rihanna was.
You know what? She was kind of in that lane.
Because they do that on SNL. They have that darn it. They have like this.
What, the skit? A
skit. And it's like everything's controlled by Beyonce, and you can't speak bad about Beyonce. And so they're at a party, and they said they didn't quite like lemonade or something like that. And so they're on the run. And then the guy, Keith Sutherland from 24 comes out.
Really?
And he's like helping them escape. And he's like, what did you do? And he like pulls his shirt to the side and he has like a Rihanna's hat.
Oh, snap. Rihanna, it's weird because when Rihanna came out, she was kind of like the cute dance hall girl. And then she went into like this bad girl phase and she stayed there. And now she's the girl that you would like lust over but could never meet your mama. Like Rihanna can't never meet your moms, man. She can. See, Beyonce can meet your moms. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna can't meet your mama.
What do you mean?
Rihanna can't meet your mom. She can't. Nah, she can't.
She can come down a little bit.
No. Tattoos and everything, and half butt naked all the time, nipples showing and stuff. Your mama ain't going. Yeah. See, like if you bring Beyonce home, she'll be like, "Oh, that was a nice girl." You bring Rihanna home, she'll be like, "Well, you find her." You know what I'm saying? She ain't. Your mama ain't trying to hear all that.
I feel like this is the black dude struggle.
Because I remember I saw that video. What is it? Wild Thoughts.
Yeah.
I was watching the video. And I was with my wife, and I'm watching the video, and I'm like, "Is that a nipple I'm seeing?" I was like, she's I'm watching the video. I'm like,
that was my impression of Michael finding her nipple.
I was like,
because I don't remember her nipple in that video.
Yo,
and I felt like I would definitely
her nipples is straight up in that video.
Now.
Her nipples is all up in that video.
You know what? I didn't have a whole bunch of love for that song, so I wouldn't watch. I don't really watch the video.
The song.
This is DJ Khaled's side note.
Yeah.
His formula of taking like old hits, sometimes 2-3 of them, and mushing them together to make We the Bestest. Yeah, Bestest that's still in the remix and other people's hits.
Khaled.
I mean, he doesn't steal them because I'm sure he pays for them.
Yeah, he pays for them, but it's... Here's my thing with Khaled. Khaled as a person, he seems so great and upbeat and wonderful to be around, but when I listen to his music, I'm like, man, this is trash. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's accurate.
I'm like,
it's not that I don't enjoy
this
trash
song only makes me want to listen to the original.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about the 2-3 songs that were in Wild Thoughts.
Yo,
I wanted to go and listen to Santana.
Yeah.
And what was the other song? There was two.
Like.
Santana and another song in there. I couldn't remember it.
And that was.
And then I felt that way for a long time about Drake's Nice for What, and it finally grew on me. It made me want to go listen. Every time I listened to it, I wanted to go listen to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
I wanted to go listen to some Bounce. And then I found out that last little thing at the end, I figured it out. It was it was that the mix, the scratch and Juvenile back that thing up.
Oh yeah.
So when I was like, you sit there and you like,
where's this
coming from? And it was a mixture of these 3 hot ass songs. And I was like, I just want to.
Soul Rebel said DJ Khaled got the best dance moves. DJ Khaled does a male version, and I know this is gonna hurt because I love this woman. I love this woman with all my being ever since I was younger. DJ Khaled does the male version of Mary J. Blige, where it's kind of like a shuffle. You know what I'm saying?
Mary J. Blige more loose with it, though.
Like, Mary J. like,
she be going hard. She be like,
she be stomping.
She your favorite auntie that got drunk at the function, at the family function, at the cookout.
Yo,
I love Miss Mary J. Blige.
I love Mary. Mary, I know you watch this show religiously.
Of course.
Feel free to come on the show. We'd love to have you. But I do feel like he be doing like a male version of Mary, where he kind of grew with it a little bit, like a little step. But he ain't really doing that.
He ain't even original in his dance moves, y'all.
Oh, man. Now, I will say this. This is some personal hate that came from me for like 2 seconds. When his son was on that like cover or whatever, and I was like, his son probably made, like, since he's the executive producer of the album, his son probably made more money on that record than I'm going to make all year. And it just ain't right.
But that's good.
And then I was like, but at the same time, he's so cute that I can't hate him.
Well, James Brown did the same thing with his kids.
True.
Yeah, he would put them on records to ensure that they had a little something.
Yeah, so had a little cheese.
It's a great thing because we would hope that, real talents rise to the top, and I'm not saying anything more than that.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that.
But back to the Carters.
Back to the Carters. So the Carters are out here killing it.
And Jay got the short twisties.
Short twisties. I'm loving this new look. I mean, it's swagger, but it's not the old gangsta.
Yeah,
I'm on the corners.
I'm loving.
I'm not the Don Juan.
I'm loving how they're standing together like, yeah, we rich.
Yeah, the whole union. We hold hands like on the low. They hold hands rich. Different. I want to know what that life is about. Like you just hold your babe hand different when you rich.
Like when you rich, because it's like when you're rich, there's a whole nother like. Imagine no bill collectors calling your house. All right, somebody said Jamaican Jay-Z. Jamaican Jay-Z. Oh man, but ain't no bill collectors calling. You got everything you need. You go on vacations when you want. You can rent out the Louvre. You know what I'm saying? Have people laying down and dancing and doing like, I don't know, crunches on the ground in front of you and stuff.
For real though, that's what that looked like. Wasn't that? That's exactly what it looked like. I wish I could get my routine too.
Yeah, I was like, the video is dope. They look dope together. The song is dope too. It's just like, yo, man. It was literally them coming back out to be like, don't forget, we're talented.
Yeah, like,
and we're super rich.
And we run this.
Like, don't forget that if we wanted to, we could run all of this.
Right.
Like, there was just them reminding all of us.
I think it's the greatest, like answer to, like, a lot of Kanye's shit dropped in the last couple of weeks.
Kanye, man, you know what? Next time we'll talk about Kanye stuff, because we do have some movie reviews to get into.
Right.
But Kanye, like, if you're going to drop all that stuff, if it's not going to be up to par, just don't drop it.
It wasn't. And people, I think the controversy now to me even looks cheaper. Like everything Kanye said before these albums dropping, it cheapens it because it's like your album was. I listened to it. I just was unimpressed.
The Nas joint, like I was expecting the Nas joint to come through. I thought it was just plain.
Ooh,
like, and I love Nas. Well, hold up. I got my periods of Nas. First 2 albums, then I skipped like the next 2, I think, 2 or 3, and then Nostradamus, he had some hot joints, but it was still kind of a cool album. And all that. Then he skipped one, then I think he came back with Hip Hop Was Dead, I think, if I'm counting that albums right. But the Nas joint isn't all that. I think out of all of them,
did you listen to the Cudi one?
Yeah, see, that's the one I haven't heard.
I'm not a Cudi fan, so
I'm a Cudi fan.
Okay.
Well, I'm a old Cudi fan, and this is not to diss Cudi. I know he went through a lot of mental issues, and mental health is a real thing. But the original Cudi, that's the Kid Cudi that I like. I haven't heard the new joint. I hope it's good, but out of what I heard, I think Pusha got probably the best joint. Pusha probably has the best. Kanye's didn't really. I was just like, nah.
And Pusha T talked all that bullshit to move these units.
But it worked though. It worked.
It did. He had the best opening week he's ever had.
Because imagine it's kind of like an indie film. All right, so like, the Nasir album was super short, but of course they were trying to do this 7-song thing to try. Kanye just be trying too hard. But anyway, it's kind of like an indie film in a big budget film. See, Drake got a big budget. He got Pusha don't have to sell all that.
Yeah.
Because Pusha, he like, yo, I spent like $3 million on my album.
Right.
Drake, you spent $13 million on your album.
He got $1 million just to do God's plan. Remember that.
So Pusha looking good right now. Pusha happy. He probably gonna get some shows out of this. Maybe get on a talk show or 2. He gonna be cool.
I don't think so.
You don't think he'll get? He'll probably get some writing jobs. I figure he'll get some writing jobs out of this.
What do you mean writing jobs?
Like write for some other rappers or something like that.
Why would he do something like that since it's such a foul thing for someone to do?
Well, it's a foul thing for someone to do if they're gonna call themselves the best. If they're just like. Who's a rapper? Y'all gonna get mad. But like if Soulja Boy wanted me to write a song for him, that's fine. Soulja Boy ain't out there like, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best lyricist. It's like, no, you're not. You just dancing and making your money. And that's cool. But if you ever step out and say, I'm the best, it's like, whoa, You gotta hold down your own catalog, bro. Gotta hold down your own catalog.
I don't know about that one.
Gotta hold your catalog. So it's like any of these kind of like trap. I don't think I could respect a trap dude that wasn't writing his own stuff. Even though I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them that aren't. But trap to me is just like trap. Trap is what you want to listen to when you're about to play a football game or something. All right, you gotta get hype. All right, and those hype words gotta come from experience. All right, you gotta be like, yeah, I want to smash something. But you know, like something like Migos, anybody can write something for Migos, man. I figure. Now I know there's some Migos fans out there about to get mad, but I figure there's a myriad of rappers that could write for Migos. It'd be alright, you know, just. Hey. Walk it like you talk it. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
It's like
scorched the earth. Why don't
walk
we?
It, and I like that song, but walk it like I talk it. Repeat 3 times.
And add an ad lib that isn't an ad lib because they just saying
and
walk
then, it. And parentheses Lambo. No, but nah, Migos is cool. That video I really liked. Drake's Jerry Curl was funny.
Yeah, I don't know who he was supposed to be. Like he mixed a whole bunch of different people from that era together.
Man, but Migos, I figured
like
those.
Bert, though.
Yeah, those raps aren't as complex. I guess I'll say.
Hey, so did you manage to see Superfly?
Oh yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Would you? Well, I want to. You want me to tell you about it first?
Yeah, talk about Superfly.
Right, cool.
Because I feel like it ties into what we're talking about.
Cool. So I saw Superfly last night. And at first, my literal thoughts to myself was, when I first sat down and the lights were going low before the movie, I said, Disney took us up and Sony bringing us right back down. But the movie's not that bad. It's really not. Like, I was expecting it to be like Belly, like just a newer Belly. It's a better movie than Belly. It is. Like, structurally, but I'm just saying, structurally as a movie, as a gangster film, like, you know, Casino or like Godfather, like those type of films. Okay. Structurally as a film, it does a lot of things right. I'm gonna end up saying, kind of like with Han Solo, this is a mixed bag where there's some cool stuff and there's some characters that I'm like, man, I really wish we got some more of this or knew about his or her backstory or maybe some younger stuff. And then you also have some very bad things in this movie that is just like, wow, this got greenlit. I like it. I think the acting. That dude,
I saw a picture. Somebody took a screen picture from one of these screenings they weren't supposed to.
Oh man.
You know, because didn't the movie just come out?
Yeah, it came out last week.
Yeah. Right. So somebody did a screenshot of this guy. He has like the yellow. He has blonde.
Oh yeah.
And like the worst fake face tattoos.
Yeah, the face tattoos on that dude was they were.
I mean the budget on those like come on son.
Yeah. Those tattoos those are certain stylistic choices that I was just like, why? You could have pulled this off without the face tattoos.
You could have pulled it off, but if you're going to give him face tattoos, it wasn't so much my issue because I haven't seen the movie. But it wasn't even so my issue seeing that. It wasn't even my issue that he had face tattoos because like people hustling on that level have face tattoos, which is just a real part of life. Really just like that's another mistake you made. You got face tattoos and big ones, but they literally look like somebody took a Sharpie to this dude's face. And I was like, y'all have no budget for a makeup artist? Like, what's that about? Like, it's weird. You're setting yourself up for criticisms that don't even need to exist.
Yeah, that's where there's artistic choices where it's like, why? But then you have the main star.
Like the perm was so bad. What's that?
The perm. As long as he wasn't like wiggling his head or something, the perm was fine. Oh, what's up, Coolie? How's it going? The perm was fine as long as he was kind of like slick and smooth. Whenever he like has to like fight or tussle with someone, you know, of course that hair gets it.
But that's how it was. That's how it was back in the day. Superfly. Like that shit was even more loose. It was long and loose.
Yeah, it was. You know, the hair gets messed up.
And then I remember that movie. His hair was all messed up. Yeah. After he tussled and he had to straighten it out.
But when it was smooth, when it was like fresh new, it was great. There's a couple of scenes that I'm like, we didn't need this. There's one scene that's extremely gratuitous, but like the lead character, man, he kills it. I'm like, yo, I kind of believe this guy as a you know, as a gangster that's kind of trying, because I'm trying to be vague at the same time, but like as a gangster that's like living this life, but doesn't want this life to overtake him. Right. You know, he wants to use this as a tool.
I mean, if you're smart, you're thinking about how to get out.
Yeah. So he wants to use this as a tool instead of letting the game use him. And you end up liking him. You end up liking the dude that played Eazy-E, and I cannot remember his name. He's in Shy as well, or The Shy as well. I like his character. The one issue that we get is the villains, and you've seen the trailer, so you know the guys in the white suits. They're called Snow Patrol. Oh man, Snow Patrol, man.
Max Evans is saying, I heard Superfly is about a coke pen who realizes that it's time to get out of the game. Reminds me of Ghost from Power. #stars.
Yeah, and Power's coming back. I'll be watching it and most likely reviewing it. I don't know how, but I love Power, so I am there for it. You know what? Now that you say that, I will say that it's probably this hurts because this movie actually does some very good things from a gangster movie perspective. But I would probably say it's a lesser version of Power in a lot of ways. The villains are underdeveloped. Just Snow Patrol. Oh man! And then there's
that sounds hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
But you know
how those cats don't get clowned. But, well, they got guns. That's why they don't get clowned.
Well, because I was even thinking about to the hair. I was like, some of this stuff sounds funny, and maybe this is a case. I don't know who wrote the film.
Yeah, because I only know who directed it.
Right. I was like, and sometimes when you don't have enough of us, I'm finding this now is that Hollywood's idea of diversity is to get they're still token, and what they've done is they said, okay, we can't just have one, we'll get two. You know, it's like, you know, no, it doesn't work that way. You probably need them in multiple places. Yeah. If you're telling a very black story,
you might want to have more than one black person.
One or two. You might want to have a black director. You might want to ensure that you have writers.
True.
Of course, you're going to have
that know what they're doing.
And you know, and they're actually familiar, because just because they're black doesn't mean they know anything about what they're writing about. Or you have to have somebody who will do their due diligence in research. Yeah. And stuff. And so sometimes you just need someone who's familiar, or at least knows how to translate well. Yeah. You know how some people are just better at speaking, like they learn a language and they're much better at grasping the language and understanding, like, this doesn't, what I want to say this. And it's not to just take exactly what you say and put it in that language. It's to actually translate the meaning of your message. Yeah. And that's what's being lost. That was like my big...
Max is stupid. He said Snow Patrol is the name of my harem. Oh boy. I'm not even going there.
We're not touching you. We're not.
But, Michael K. Williams is in there, a.k.a. Omar. Right. Omar's in it. He does great. So it's like you have these actors that are like, wow, I like this character, right. But then there's some parts of the movie that's like the face tattoo, because it's like the bad stuff is glaring, right? Like the face tattoos,
it's so bad. But like, then realize like hair was one of the things I'll get into in this bad translation.
But I like the hair.
Yeah, I like the hair. But I'm just making an example of something that seems like, okay, Snow Patrol is kind of like the example I'm going to give. So, like, I was just watching the remix of I Got Five on it by the Loonies from like Oakland. I was just happened to watch the video for it. I was like going through like old school moment. Right. And Drew Down is on there with his Shirley Temple permed out hair. And it couldn't tell him nothing. Remember the dudes on your street? I don't know about y'all, but Snoop Dogg did this.
Snoop did it.
Snoop Dogg. Where they got the tight curl. If they really gangster, they really pimping about it. You got the dudes with barrettes in their hair. We had that phase here where
you had Quick was doing. Yep.
Ooh, his hair was laid better than anyone. Yo. And so people don't understand, like, for you to do that, you have to be a bad shut your mouth. Yeah, because these are not people, and I feel like they couldn't convey that you could do something that sounds as goofy as Snow Patrol and be truly feared, because you're not going to work up to that guy with the Shirley Temple do. with his hair laid better than your sister, mother, and grandmother.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk
have
up
him
to...
be scared.
Exactly. You're not... Well, this is my point was, you're not going to work up even to the dude with the barrettes in his hair that is taken from his little sister and talk shit to him. Because for him to have that hairstyle, he's waiting on you.
There's a certain level of confidence that comes with it.
And he's got shit to back it up. Like, you automatically know that dude has it to back it up. You know, I have never even saw dudes like that really get pressed. Unless it was by an equally, same type of dude. So that is why I'm feeling being lost on things like the Snow Patrol, is that you cannot figure out a way to convey that level of toughness.
Yeah.
And
Snow Patrol is just...
what that means for the hood. Like, as goofy as that sounds, they can back up their shit, and you don't want to fuck with them. And that's
so
like...
with this kind of review, I do want to say I give props to Director X. For actually doing some movie stuff, setting up scenes, doing establishing shots. There was a lot of real, because remember Hype Williams did Belly, and Belly was essentially a long music video. You know what I'm saying? But this movie actually, he does movie things, transitions, establishing.
Has X directed a movie before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So. For as a movie, I'm watching it, I'm like, you know what? This isn't as bad as I thought it would be. And it ends up sitting right around, I'd say it's probably like a rental. If it's on Netflix, or when it comes on Netflix, you should check it out. I don't think you should run to the theater to see this one.
I just want to see dude. Did old dude really get his hair done like that though?
Yeah, that was to the roots. That was
his
real.
Hair?
Yeah, that was his hair.
That's why though. That was cute.
It works.
I would let him holler.
it works. And so there's parts of the movie where he's acting. Michael K. Williams is killing it. The guy that played, and I cannot think of his name, but the guy that played Eazy-E, he's killing it. And the girlfriends, I don't know if they're his wives or girlfriends, the girlfriends of Priest, who is the main character, the one with the hair laid. So those two women, they are, really creating believable characters. So that's what works. Then there's some villains. There's some changes in the middle of the film that you're like, why didn't we hear about these people sooner? Or why didn't we see this? And there's also some stuff where you're like, man, I really wish we would have had a little more time at the beginning of the film to learn about this person or that person, because then they start getting interesting. So it's the movie works from a character standpoint to a certain degree, and it's not a bad gangster movie. I just can't say it's a great gangster movie. Because Casino is top level. But, of course, you got De Niro and Pesci and, their prime.
But writing helps.
Writing,
You're telling me, it sounds like from what I'm hearing, is that
probably
the
a writing
acting
issue.
is great.
Yeah.
It's really a writing issue.
Yeah. There's some scenes
all this stuff is sounding like
there's some scenes that probably should have been moved around.
The cinematography sounds good.
Yeah.
The acting is good.
Yeah.
You got some bad makeup.
And
your writing is not consistent.
And some out of the blue motives where I kind of wish we had some stuff at the front of the film, but
that's right.
You never know, cutting stuff, or because they might have been like, oh well, we want to cut it for time or whatever, or writing where they never even thought to put that in there. So it's
people are asking more for their stories, and I was like, so it sounds like Superfly. If this was late 90s, this would have probably been a hit. That's another thing. We've, as black people, we've already gone through our kind of gangster phase of movies. When I say gangster phase, Menace to Society, South Central, Boys in the Hood, there's countless others. But, movies like that, where it's we're in the hood, we're hustling, we're selling drugs. American Gangsta.
Yeah,
American Gangsta was the peak. You got Denzel, Oscar winner, to do Gangsta.
It's we ain't going no further.
I think after he did American Gangsta, I think we was done.
Yeah,
we was done with American Gangsta, because you can't get anybody to act better. And Denzel is going to demand excellence. So you can't come in here with some whack ass script.
Yeah,
and even think you're going to get him to sign on. So it was a good movie. I did
American Gangsta was on point.
And then Jay-Z came through.
Jason's Lyric is another one that's similar in that. Oh, Jason Mitchell. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Jason Mitchell.
I'm calling easy.
Yeah, like easy.
Easy.
But
he did very good.
I agree. If this movie came out, say, in 98, this would have been a hit.
Yeah.
Like people would be quoting it. There is one good quote in it, and this isn't a spoiler. There's a quote, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact words, but there's an argument going on.
Brothers.
And
was that a gangster movie?
Four Brothers was more of a revenge film.
Yeah, that wasn't. We're talking about gangster.
But Chiwetel Ejiofor killed it in that movie. But there's a paraphrase to where there's an argument going on, and he was like, "Do you think it matters to be a smart nigga in a world full of dumb niggas?" And that's a great, and I don't usually use that word on this channel, but it's a quote, and in this case, it really makes a statement on our society. Smart people is losing, y'all.
Yeah,
the dumb ish is running rampant.
Real rampant. What's that movie called? Idiocracy?
Oh, Idiocracy, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that feels like it's so coming to being reality.
It's like we getting close.
But anyway, I'm gonna keep y'all the game with Sorry to Bother You.
That's right.
On that same note, we actually flew into the same movie because that's one of the biggest plots from Sorry to Bother You.